you guys, it's me, Kiana, coming at you yet again today, and I'm coming at you with a topic that me and Daddy got into yesterday, and I wanted to run it past y'all because I wanted y'all opinion on this. I think this is sometimes healthy for us to discuss some things, and just so we can all network together and get everybody's opinion on it, and then come up with a conclusion or a idea of what actually most people think and how accurate you were about a certain subject. So, um, Daddy and I was talking about something, and I was saying, I made a comment, and I said that men don't like pressure, and when it gets too real for most men, sometimes A, they'll want to flee. B, they'll always like not want to be home, or they may find a newfound hobby. Um, or C, they just will disconnect emotionally, which in essence is still fleeing and leaving. Um, and I truly believe this. Not only have I had a lot of male friends in my lifetime, but also I came to this conclusion because I've even seen it myself as far as in my own life. And although it was okay at that time, and at that time of my life or that stage that they fled. But the fact is, I noticed and I was able to evaluate later on that they fled when it got too real. And when I say too real, I'm talking about when, it's no longer fun. It's no longer just playing life and playing house. When it's bills overdue and when it's almost no way to make ends meet, or little things like that. Not little things, but things like that. And Daddy said that that's not true, that men don't mind pressure. And I've even noticed in our relationship at times that even when he's admitted it, that if he was not married to me in certain situations or certain events that's happened in our relationship, that he too would have fled. And it's kind of contradictory when later on, you say that that's not true about men, but yet you've done it, in fact, in our relationship, or wanted to do it, or thought about doing it. And again, I've seen not only my friends have people or men leave and stuff like that at certain times. And it's not about them technically leaving that I'm talking about right now, it's about the timing that they chose to leave. And I truly believe that our men, they don't make them like they used to back in our mothers and grandmothers' time, in particularly our grandmother's time. And I do believe, whether men want to admit it or not, that men do not really like pressure. And I can't even say the point I tried to make after we talked for a minute last night was nobody likes pressure, men or women. So even though I'm talking about men right now, the fact is that nobody likes pressure. But I do believe we as women have had to endure so much and have had to step up to the plate so many times and had to see our parents and our aunts and our, grandmothers and stuff step up to the plate so many times that we're able to handle pressure and endure pressure a little bit more in some ways than a man can. Now, physical pressure, men, yes, men can handle it better. But as far as like pressure, as far as handling certain situations in the home and all of that kind of stuff, domestic pressures, I don't believe men, not all men, I'm talking about some men, you guys. I don't believe some men can really handle it as well as women. Um, I still believe, and until it's proven to me that it's an overwhelming response that this is not true, I do believe that men often leave when it becomes too much pressure for them. Because then you're not as desirable to some men. I believe a lot of men, especially the modern man, is attracted to convenience. I didn't find it, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I didn't find it cute for, songs to come out about women, that's why I love you because you're independent. And I don't mind a man wanting you to be independent because I think you should be. You should be able to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You should be able to, you know, have your bills handled with or without him. But to the fact to say verbatim in these songs, that's why I love you because you're independent. That's the reason. To me, that's not cute. To me, in fact, that shows that you're loving me because I'm convenient. You're loving me because it's easy to be with me. You're loving me because you don't have much pressure on you. And to me, that is not cute either. Um, I don't know why I'm evidently the one of the only women that get a little offended when people make these songs, these rap songs and stuff about, my girl can pay for me and her. That's not cute. Yes, she can pay for you, but should she be paying for you, brother? I mean, let's be real. And then they try to say, "Oh, I could pay if I wanted to after it's all said and done." No, you can't really. No. Because I think that a lot of men nowadays, the modern man, finds it attractive to not have to do, or find it attractive to not have to sweat. They find it attractive and they are drawn to the woman that they don't have to overexert themselves. And in essence, they find it attractive because they don't want to be a man in all aspects. This is my opinion. You know, um, whether men want to admit it or not, and this is not to step on any man's shoes. This is not to offend any man, and this is not for a bunch of women saying, "Oh, that's not true." It's only what we see, and I can only make a I only this is only a hypothesis. But to make a hypothesis, you have to have a lot of examples, and you have to experiment to make an hypothesis. So I can form a hypothesis because not only I've seen it in my own life at times, but I've also seen it in others' lives. And in fact, we're going to gather all these comments, and we're going to form a conclusion. We're going to form a conclusion after it's all said and done from all of these comments that's going to be placed below. I do believe that the modern man don't know how to, or doesn't like to have to step up to the plate as much as they should. Um, a lot of women push themselves, and it's sad. A lot of women push themselves and overexert themselves to get a man because they know that that's desirable to the modern man. They push themselves not just because they're motivated, or not just because they want their kids to have shoes, not just because they want to make sure that their kids have a home, but a lot of women, and I know personally a lot of women, that push themselves because a man desires them more when they do that. And it's sad. It's sad, and it's sad and it's lame to be exact. That's what I believe. So I just wanted to basically gather some thoughts together. Daddy disagrees and says that men don't leave when it gets pressure on them. And again, we're not talking about all men, either his way or my way. We're not talking about all men, but we're talking about, a group of men or a set of men. Um, and he says that they don't leave when they see they experience pressure, or they don't mind pressure. That's what he says. As for me, I do look at the time and when men leave, whether that's my friends or whether that's my YouTube family that personal messages me, or all that. I look at the time of when they leave, not the fact that they leave, the timing around when they're leaving. And usually it's because it got too real. So on that note, I love you so much, you guys. Make sure you make many comments below so we can come up with a conclusion to this. Be blessed.